This is what it's all about. Refugees fleeing conflict with Europe in their sights. 4,000 crossing daily from Turkey. Top of the agenda at the summit was how to control the unrelenting flow of the desperate.
I start with the gentleman.
We have worked on emergency measures to tackle the refugee crisis, looking at the root causes and try to put in place a sustainable strategy. We need to protect the Schengen area and step up external border controls. We still have a lot of work to do. Hotspots have to be perfected, relocation has to be speeded up, and the question of returns must be addressed.
Now, Frontex, the EU's border control, is to launch Operation Poseidon Rapid Intervention by the end of the year. It's a mandatory deployment of additional manpower with EU and Schengen members providing the personnel. 376 officers will be tasked to screen, debrief, fingerprint and spot forged documents. Agreement then on how to intercept refugees, but divisions over how to receive them. Germany and Sweden have taken the most, but they are struggling. Southern European nations like Greece and Italy are already overwhelmed. Promises were made to relocate 160,000, but only 200 have so far been moved. The presidents encouraged leaders to embrace further cooperation in tackling security. After last month's Paris attacks, scenes like this in a European capital are becoming a familiar sight. Also acknowledged is an increase and urgent need to share intelligence on terrorism suspects. That's after it was found that the terrorists behind the Paris attacks were homegrown from a suburb in Brussels, just a 50-minute drive away from this meeting. This was a crisis summit. European leaders did find common ground on refugees. Internal security remains work in progress. The issue of free movement of European citizens remains sacrosanct, though. A problem David Cameron struggled to convince. The British Prime Minister demanding reforms ahead of an EU referendum planned as soon as next year.
I believe that 2016 will be the year we achieve something really vital, fundamentally changing the UK's relationship with the EU and finally addressing the concerns of the British people about our membership.
Despite the bright smiles, this was a tough 2 days for the European leaders. They'll be back for more in February, where once again the emphasis, no doubt, will be on the protection of European Union's borders. Hoexter, TRT World, Brussels.